So, John, just as playing Big Baz, at the old Wiedersehen 7 lads, who was your favourite and why, would you say?
Who was my favourite what?
Yeah. Who was your favourite actor? I mean, who did you get on with the most? Who did you like? Jimmy Nail, Timothy Spall, or...?
Jimmy Nail was a pain in the arse a lot of the time, yes. But he came good.
He's a good actor
in Spender when he called me over when I was in a bacon butty queue because I was doing a small part in Spender, and he was one of the main people in that, and he pointed at me in a bacon butty queue, and he went like that, and I walked across, and as I was walking towards him, he says, "Do you remember that nutting scene in our Wiedersehen pet?" And I said, "Yes." He says, "Can you still do it?" I said, "Aye." He says, "Are you up for it?" You know, very quietly. "Aye." He says, "Right, we're gonna pretend to have an argument now, and I'm gonna nut you like that, and everybody in that queue will fucking shit themselves." This is what Jimmy Nail said to me. "Let's go for it, Jim. Let's go for it." So as soon as he said, You are a bloody pain in the arse, and you know, got a bone to pick with you, and you've been bad mouthing me, and blah blah, and all this sort of stuff, you know. And it was all an actor that I was going, "Oh aye, you twat," something like that. And he just grabbed me and nutted me, and my head automatically snapped back, and I fell down like a sack of taters. Like that. And everybody in the bacon butty queue thought that he had nutted me.
Yeah. Oh, so it's to beef his reputation up a bit.
Yeah.
Mate, yeah.
And when we did it in the studios, because we'd rehearsed it in London again and again and again and again and again, he said, when I had my glasses on, he said, "You won't have them glasses on when I nut you, will you?" I said, No. He says, "That's good because I'm going to get so close that I'm going to break them." Because he said, every time I've seen a nut on TV or films, they miss each other by this, and somebody goes at the appropriate point, make a sound. But he says, "I want to get really close," and he just glared at me, and I says, "All right, let's go for it." And he absolutely he nearly fucking he was so bloody.
So
nonplussed that I said that I was going to go along with it, that I agreed with him that the nutting scenes were so bad. He says, "I'm going to get so close, I'm going to actually nut you." And I said, "Go for it, go for it, go for it." You know.
So just quickly then, John. So just quickly, what I'm filming is the other actors. What did you think briefly of Bill Patterson? Was he a good guy?
Bill Patterson was an absolute gentleman.
Okay.
I absolutely loved him, and I learned so much because he's such a consummately, massively good actor.
Vicky, Leslie St. John, is it the name? What do you think of Vicky?
Oh well, yes. I mean, I just said, I just nodded to her and said hi as I walked through because I was expected. So you know. Okay, so that's all I know about her.
Kevin Wheatley, which would be Neville. What are your thoughts on
Kevin Wheatley? Well, when I did my rehearsal in front of the Thornley Manor for my line, let's try the line, and I brought myself up to full height, and I went, "I've come to persuade you back to work." and Kevin Wheatley said, "Oh, John, can you not do it a bit more butch?" And I spun myself around and said, "Well, I'm doing the best I can." Like that, and a sort of. So I liked him. I liked him a lot.
Timothy Spall.
Timothy Spall was by far the best actor, and he was the one I got to know best because I stayed at my cousin's house in Forest Hill, and he lived in Forest Hill as well. So we met down at the station, and I got into his car, and he dropped his bairn off at school. And then carried on through London, and I just couldn't believe what he was saying about needing a star lane instead of a bus lane for people in London because there's so many stars of TV and radio, TV and
You
and
mentioned
film.
Bob Bomber was a gentleman, was he? Here,
Who?
Bomber. Pat Roach was a gentleman.
Oh yeah,
Lovely guy.
For some reason, he always called me Big John. Although I was about 4 inches
Christopher
shorter.
Fairhurst of Banks, is it?
Chris Fairbanks really helped me when I first started
boxing,
there.
that is, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
And I had no scenes with him, but he showed me the way to go on as a featured artist rather than an extra.
I've got a one. Okay, Gary Holton, Wayne.
Well, I never had any scenes with him either, but because he collared me, because he says I brought my bloody wife up from London.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. And she's round the corner in a bloody pub, and I got me band there as well. I've got me trial there as well. So he says, I come into this bloody hotel to try and find some of the bloody cast, the actors, to do it. And there's no fucker there. And he says, I come out, and there you are, just coming in up to the bloody hotel. So I said, I've got to book in to the hotel first. And he grabbed me bag, and he twirled it through the door and threw it at the receptionist. So the bag skidded across the floor and back. He said, "That's Ying's bag." That's Ying. He said, "That's Ying's bag." And then I went around the corner with him, and I met his wife and his child, and he bought me a drink, and I talked to Donna, his wife.
Okay.
I can't remember what the child's name. And we must have been there about 40 minutes or nearly an hour while I talked to them about how Gary was a valued member of the cast and all that sort of called London and all that sort of thing. And I said I have no actual scenes with him. I said but I've talked to him a few times, and we get on all right. He calls me Ying.
Yeah, that was your stage then, wasn't it, John?
Ying Tong John.
Last one then, John. My favourite, Tim Healy.
Well, Tim Healy was the one when I first.
Dennis Patterson, yeah.
Yeah, when I first went there, nobody knew who I was in the rehearsal place in London, and everybody said, "Well, I know you're playing big bars, but who the bloody hell are you?" He says. Because I know all the actors in the Northeast, and you're obviously from the Northeast. But I do all the actors' workshops and all that. And he said, I've done the bloody, who the bloody hell are you? So I just looked at him and says, well, I'm actually not an actor. I said, I'm a cabaret artist. I'm called Ying Tong John. And he went, bloody hell. You're not Ying Tong John. I said, I am. And he says, bloody hell. He says to all the people there, my God, he's a god in the Northeast. He says, all my mates, that is Tim Healy, said, I used to bring all my mates when Ying Tong John was on at the Lestrada in the big Lestrada nightclub doing cabaret in Newcastle, because he says, I'd seen him before, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I wanted all my mates to see him. And there we were, must have been about 15 of us. I used to bring them all to see you. He says, you're a legend. So straight away, you've gone from somebody totally unknown in this bloody church hall in North London to being suddenly, obviously, he's accepted because Tim Healy says, wow. I used to go and see him, and he's a legend. He's a legend.
So last one, Baz, just quickly.
I don't know whether he's a legend or
just
a
to
legend.
clear something up, everyone always believes that you're Ali Fraser's body, but you actually was a driver for him officially.
No, I did driving. I did driving as well, but I was supposed to be his minder as well.
Okay, right.
But you see, that's it. Ali Fraser's minder. But the whole thing is, Big Baz got his head kicked in more times than everyone.
So lovely. Thanks, Baz. See you, brother.